What are we doing today?
Today we're changing my radiator on my 2011 Nissan Altima. It's the one with the V6 in the manual, so it's cool.
So here we go. It's a Altima coupe, and we're going to do this. How we do? What's the difference here, Chris? What are we not going to do?
We're not going to take the air conditioning off.
Right. So without taking the air conditioning out, and this is your air conditioning condenser, the front one here, and you see is when he just touched the radiator, it just completely broke apart. If we take off the front bumper and this bumper support and this hood latch, we should, from what I've seen, be able to change this without discharging our air conditioning. So that's our goal. So we're going to get on to taking off this front bumper support, which he just took off, and we're going to use, what size socket is that, Chris?
13.
A 13. And we're going to remove these 3 bolts on each side. No reason to watch that. And he's going to pull this out, and we're going to remove the front bumper bracket.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we need to take this piece off. And with this, it's pretty much the same as the bumpers. You just get it on this part, pop this out, which locks it in. Then you just, like butter, just take it out. And we gotta do that for this, over here, and over here, and then this final little bolt right in the middle.
Yep, that's a 10 mil.
Yes. So it's very easy. Just do it with a flat head.
Okay.
Oh.
Get a good bite on it. Yeah, you always want to make sure you're pushing down on it, Chris.
Yeah.
Or you can strip it.
Could have been better.
Yep.
Okay. So now, all we have to do is use these pliers to take this hose off that feeds the top of the radiator. So we'll use that and take it past the elbow. So, like this.
Yep, squeeze it down, perfect.
Wiggle it down.
Now we have this 10 millimeter bolt here. Be careful with this, it's plastic. Undo that 10 mil. Insert bracket that holds your radiator cap. Okay, and that has that weird piece of plastic there. Let's put that somewhere safe. You got the bolt. And this is the part we replaced about a month ago, before the radiator went, Chris. So now you got this out of the way. Now you can try to reach in here, and you got to get this one off there. That might be a little trickier to get your pliers in there.
Try not to attack it from a weird position.
So what you can also do, Chris, now that you have room, pull that off. Get that off, give it a wiggle and a pull. Get it off of there. Yep.
On there, tight.
You want to hold the camera and I'll do it?
Yeah, give it a whirl.
Yeah, this is on here pretty darn tight.
Screwdriver.
Yeah, we can probably do that. Move over. There we go. Just took a little twisting side to side, and that's off. Now we have room. Where's your pliers? To get in here with these pliers. The rustiest pliers ever. To get this off of here. Okay. Now we got that. It just takes a little wiggling. I don't know. There we go. And that's off. All right. So that's the top hoses for the radiator. Now we're pretty loose. So we're gonna pop these off. So to get these off, we want to pop that out there. Hold that and give it a pull. Pop this off, give it a pull, and now we've loosened our upper radiator mount.
Here, get this one. This one's already.
Which one's already what?
On the right's harder to get.
All right. Can you move over?
Try that.
So if you hold these, as soon as you get they're a little stuck, you gotta go like that. Pop that off, Chris, and then like that. And of course, as soon as I did that, this came off again. All right, and there we go. Save our rubber grommets, so we can reuse these.
That was pretty messed up.
It's a little messed up. Proper thing would probably be to replace that. All right, and let's figure out how to separate this condenser from this radiator. So after 10 seconds of fiddling, you got to take this off. And how do you take that off, Chris?
We just used a little flathead and just press down on this, then hold it up.
Came up surprisingly easy.
Yeah.
And then we have to separate the condenser from the air conditioning, from the radiator. And there's this, I'll show you on Chris's side, because I already did mine. There's this little tab here. You push that in, reach underneath and pull up.
Yeah, once you get past the break point, then you
can... Then all of a sudden, you got, there we go. We got the condenser loose. And now we're going to try to get this out, Chris. Make sure we don't bend any lines. And we're going to separate this from the radiator as much as we can. All right? So now we have the condenser sitting here and held up. Radiator's kind of out. You can see the bottom radiator hose here. So we're going to get some vice grips on that. Same thing as the top one. Then you're going to slide it back until it gets off the neck of the radiator. Then we'll be back in a minute. A minute or two of fiddling later, we got that off, and the disaster of... I thought this thing was out of radiator fluid. Apparently it wasn't. So you want to drain your radiator fluid first. We not, because we thought we were out of fluid. So now that's off. This is all loose. Now we're just going to try to snake this radiator out without damaging the AC condenser here or any of the lines. We may have to take this up, but if you're lucky, you don't have to. So try to give it a wiggle. And if that works, then it's just the reinstallation of this. We've really, after the bumper came off, we've been at this for under half an hour, right?
Yeah, it's been like 15 minutes.
Not very long at all. So that bottom's going to have to come up probably. You probably want to get the bottom out, because the bottom sits, those little things, they sit in that bottom of the radiator. So you probably want to get that out of there. So we may have to get that top radiator hose out. All right, we'll be back in a minute and tell you if we have to.
I think we do. Yeah.
All right, so we did have to take off this upper radiator hose. It really became a two-person job. Chris clamped it with some vice grips, and I pulled the hose out from the other side. And then we were able to pop out the bottom of the radiator from that hole there, that hole there. Now, caveat here for everybody with an automatic transmission, there's going to be automatic transmission lines you're going to have to unhook. We don't have to do that in this case, because we don't have a automatic transmission. All right, see if you can get that thing out of Chris. If you get that out of there, we're good to go. Look at that.
I'm not trying to damage the AC.
You want to hold the air conditioning?
Yeah.
Okay, I got the AC. All right, and there we go. The radiator's out, and we have not discharged the air conditioning.
I want to see what it holds.
Oh, dude, you're not going to sell anymore because when you were pushing on it, you ruined that.
Oh, there's a big chunk right there.
That might not be it. It was where the leak. I don't know where the leak was.
Yeah, it was kind of up towards the top.
Yeah, it was a slow leak. But
when I put that pressure thing, it was spewing. It was like Niagara Falls up in there.
Yep.
It was.
All right, so now we're going to put the new radiator in. This should be the reverse. I'm going to stop the video here until we're done. If there's any things that jump out at us as a problem, we will start the camera again.